up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It's quitting time. It's 6 o'clock. And we are here to bring you a live show. Get you ready for Knicks Nuggets tonight. We'll talk a little bit about the Pro Bowl flag football game. Absolutely unwatchable. Completely ridiculous. We will also give you a Super Bowl update. Wednesday at the Super Bowl, as we are 3 days from kickoff here at Locked Up Sports at the Super Bowl. Listen, I think it's going to be a good game. I know there's not a lot of juice for the game as far as excitement and people really getting into it. And these two teams, it's not a sexy matchup, but I think you're gonna get a quality football game on Sunday. I really do. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to come down to maybe a late turnover or special teams play, or it's going to be a good Super Bowl. It's not going to be like, when I was growing up, most of the Super Bowls were just routes. I mean, you had the Cowboys routing the Bills, and you had the Chargers getting beat 55-10 in one of those years with Stan Humphries. You had, the only real close Super Bowl that I can remember when I was growing up in, I guess, like the 90s would be the Giants and the Bills, Super Bowl 25, the wide right forever with Norwood. But, lately, and in the last, I'd say 15 years, we've had a lot of real good Super Bowls. We've had an overtime Super Bowl, but we'll get to all that. We'll get to the injury updates with the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold, with the two quarterbacks. Both quarterbacks kind of, banged up, as you would expect, but, this time of year. But it is what it is. But we're going to start tonight with the Knicks. The Knicks, last night, blowout Washington. Nothing really, nothing to talk about there. They led wire to wire. They were up 16 at the end of the first quarter. They were up, 30 at half, and then they just kind of, they did what they had to do in beating a bad Wizards team. And, now that's 7 in a row for the Knicks. So now it's 7 in a row, and now you kind of come down to crunch time. Now it's going to get hard. It's going to get important for the next 5 days or so. You got Denver tonight in the Garden in a back-to-back situation for the Knicks, or coming off a road game where you got to travel. You never know what you're going to get with these back-to-backs with the NBA teams and everything like that. You have no idea, right? It could be anything from the Knicks come out and lay an egg and they're terrible tonight to they play well. You really don't know with the NBA back-to-backs. I know a lot of people go with the betting rule of, listen, bet against the team, an NBA team who's back-to-back. So we'll see, we'll see what goes on. Let's see we got here. We want to welcome everybody who's watching. Of course, I'm Bob Walters. Let's see, we got a buddy here for our show. Hey, Bob, you see Francisco Alvarez weight loss pictures. Looks like he spent 20 years in prison. I didn't see the pictures. I was actually out all day with my daughter today, taking her out to lunch and stuff. I didn't see the pictures, but hey, listen, we'll take it. We will take it. Listen, if he lost weight, let's hope he clears his mind a little bit, right? I would like to see Francisco Alvarez not make stupid plays anymore where he just, mindless plays where he cost the Mets a couple games, important games down the stretch. Now you got a couple home runs, and let's hope for a bounce back year there. But as far as the Knicks go, listen, last night, a good win, right? They blew out Washington. They did what they had to do. They took care of business, 7 in a row, coming off of a bad month prior to this streak here. And they played some bad teams during this streak, but they also beat the Lakers at home, which is, to me, something that the Knicks should do. I think the Knicks are better than the Lakers. I think if you're going to be a championship team, which the Knicks are clearly going for, right? This year, it's Eastern Conference Championship into the finals or bust. When you get down to the playoffs and what's expected of this team, you got to beat teams like the Lakers at home. Those games you got to win. And they did. They took care of business Sunday, late afternoon, evening, early evening, whatever it was. And now they come out and they win last night, a game that obviously, listen, Washington's trying to tank. They made a deal today, actually. They actually picked up Anthony Davis, as we're going to talk about the trade deadline in a minute. But let me see what the deal was here. So, let's see. The Mavericks traded Anthony Davis to the Wizards in an 8-player blockbuster. The Mavs, it's a 3-team deal. I believe it's a 3-team deal. Let me see here. The Mavs send Davis, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Exum to the Wizards for Middleton, A.J. Johnson, Branham, and Bagley. And listen, what that does is it frees up space for the Mavericks to kind of build around Cooper Flagg. It gives them some flexibility, roster flexibility, because Anthony Davis making a ton of money. Let's see if it says here how much. Yeah, he's making like $58 million next year or something like that. But also what that does is it makes it now a complete. The trade that they made, sending Luka, it is a complete disaster, right? It's a complete and utter failure, a disaster for them to get rid of Luka in the prime of his career, a possible all-timer in Luka Doncic to the Lakers, and because the key piece coming back in that trade was Anthony Davis. And now just a year later, he's gone. He's on the Mavericks. I saw Trae Young also got traded today. We'll get into all that. But listen, so the Knicks now tonight, after last night's easy win, right? You want to take it easy. You lost Josh Hart, who went down with an ankle injury. It doesn't seem serious, but he is listed as questionable. We're going to get to that in a second. Tonight, you start a big 3-game stretch for the Knicks, a big 5 days or so. You got the Nuggets tonight, a team that, listen, the Knicks is a good team, not a bad team, but the Knicks should beat the Nuggets at home. Now, again, it's a back-to-back. You're going to be, Josh Hart is questionable. Your back-to-back games. I don't know how they're going to play tonight. I'm actually extremely fascinated to see how the Knicks come out tonight and play. Their defense has been much better. We'll see how Cat does tonight. Cat had a decent game last night, 19 points. He's strung together a couple good games here as the trade deadline looms, and he's obviously a key piece that people are throwing up in the air with. Can we win with Cat? Can we trade Cat for Giannis? Can we get somebody else besides Cat? Is Cat soft? And then they're throwing up the juggle balls to see what's going on as far as Karl Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks go, because he came here with a reputation of being soft, and he's been soft. Let's be real. Karl Anthony Towns has not been the player that we hoped we were going to get when we got him. He's been good. He's a solid player. He's not the star that the Knicks thought they were going to get. I don't think he hasn't played up to that level, and I don't think he will. I think what you've seen out of Karl Anthony Towns over the last however long it's been since the Knicks got him is what you're going to get. He's not going to all of a sudden become this max effort, player down low, and he's had trouble around the rim, and he can't play defense. He stinks on defense. He's had trouble around the rim. He's hit big shots. He's had good games. He's had big games for the Knicks in the playoffs, but it's just not consistent. Can you win a title with Cat and Brunson? Listen, I don't know if the Knicks can really get anybody this side of Giannis that will help them beat Oklahoma City if they are lucky enough to get there. I just don't see that this team as currently constructed going into a finals against Oklahoma City and really challenging to win that series. I just don't see it. Now you get Giannis, that's a whole nother ballgame, okay? But I don't think the Knicks are getting Giannis. So let's go on the premise that they're not going to get Giannis. This is your team, right? You're going to go in here. You got a big 3-game stretch. You got your 5.5 back, your 5 games back of Detroit. You're tied with the Celtics. You got the Nuggets tonight at the Garden on a back-to-back. Then you got the Celtics on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, and a noon tip-off, 12:30 tip-off in Boston. And then you got the Sixers February 11th. So a big 3-game stretch, and then you can even count the Rockets coming into the Garden the 21st. But listen, the Knicks in these 3 games, I think you want to go 2-1. You want to win 2 of these games, absolutely. You want to win tonight, and you want to beat the Celtics if you're really picking and choosing. And you want to come out and you want to play hard and you want to make a statement in Boston against the Celtics Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. It's when it's going to be, the game's going to be when the parties are kind of starting to get going, right? Around 3 o'clock or so, the parties start get going. The next game will be over at 3 o'clock. But people are going to be paying attention. It's a big game. Celtics kind of playing better than anybody could have imagined with what they were facing coming into this season. And you're going to want to go in there, and the Knicks are a better team than the Celtics. Okay, you beat them last year in the playoffs. You're a better team this year than the Celtics are right now, as currently constructed. With the people that can go on the floor, you're better than the Celtics. You need to go in there, and you need to make a statement on Sunday. There's going to be a lot of people watching. It's going to be on a lot of TVs in a lot of places. Knicks, Celtics, 12:30 Sunday. You want to go in there. You want to make a statement. And you want to come away with a win. Now, if you could get tonight too, that's just extra. I could live with the Knicks losing tonight. If they happen to lose tonight, I could live with it. Back to back, they won 7 in a row. Maybe a little bit of a look ahead to the Celtics. Maybe they're kind of discounting tonight. I could live with that. And to be honest with you, I could see that happening tonight for the Knicks. A loss, Nuggets come in, they beat them, and people are going to be like, "Oh, what happened?" Listen, they won 7 in a row, right? They played well. Karl-Anthony Towns is playing well. Brunson, and the good thing about this streak is there's been a couple games, including the Lakers game the other night on Sunday. I think it was Sunday, that Brunson almost no-showed, right? Brunson had 12 points against the Lakers, and the Knicks still were able to beat the Lakers on that game. And they won going away by 10, 12 points. That's a good thing. Because Brunson, listen, he can have his off nights. It can happen. But when you go in there and you win a game against the Lakers, when Brunson gets 12 points and you had Hart step up big time, and you had Shamet come in and have a big game, hit big threes down the stretch, Kolek hit a couple big shots, that's what you want to see from this Knicks team. Because those are guys that you're going to need. You could take it to the bank that Brunson's going to play a good game. He's going to get his 20, 25 points in a playoff game. You know that's going to happen. But you want to see what happens if, God forbid, he goes down. Because if he goes down, it's basically, it's over. The Knicks aren't going anywhere without Brunson. But if he has an off night here or there, you want the other guys to step up and pick it up and play and win a basketball game. And listen, that's what the Knicks got to do tonight. Go out there and win tonight, and then go into the Celtics, into Boston, Sunday afternoon, Super Bowl Sunday with a 8-game win streak, and go out there and beat the Celtics on the road. Make a statement. And that's going to be important. It's important. I think the Celtics game, like I said, I could live with the Knicks losing tonight. I don't know if they will. I really have no idea what you're going to get from the Knicks tonight. Josh Hart obviously turned his ankle last night in the win. He left the game, did not return. And then we got, hold on one second, let's see. Because the Knicks, listen, they have a tough stretch coming up. These 3 games are tough. And you got, hold on, let me get to Josh Hart. There it is right there. So you got Stefan Bondi. Here it is. Miles McBride will miss his 5th straight game tonight. And Miles McBride, listen, you got to just discount Miles McBride now, right? Because it's this ankle, this injury with his ankle has basically been since day 1 of this season. It's opening night. Miles McBride, bam, injury right off the bat. And he hasn't been available at all. Josh Hart, questionable with the ankle sprain. Now, I did see a video of him walking out of the building last night. He was not in a walking boot, slight limp, I would say. I mean, just from a non-doctor, no medical experience, looking at the video that I saw on television, I would have said probably questionable. That would have been my so, and I would have got it right. As far as Diawara goes, he's also questionable. I would expect him not to play tonight. And Mitchell Robinson will play for the Knicks. Jokic will play for the Nuggets. So, it is what it is. So you got Denver coming in. Go out there and listen, give a good effort tonight. I know it's tough. I know it's a day after a road trip. You won 7 in a row. It kind of feels like you could kind of let one slip through your fingers here tonight. But a championship team and a good team is not going to let that happen. You don't want to do that. You want to go in there. You want to go into the Garden tonight, get a win, and get the hell out of town and get ready for Sunday against the Celtics, which is a big game. It's a statement game. I don't think they're tied with the Celtics now. I don't think it's going to make a big difference, swing or anything in the standings. But you want to go in there and you want to show them that, listen, last year wasn't a fluke. We want to beat the hell out of you, and we're better than you, and we could do it on your court, and we could do it in Boston, and we're not scared of coming in there and beating you. So that's what's going on there. Knicks tonight in a little under an hour, just about an hour, at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, right here in New York City. Now, as far as last night I was flipping through the channels, watching a little bit of the Knicks, and whatever. I was flipping through, and I came across the Pro Bowl. Listen, this thing's a disaster, right? I mean, did anybody actually watch the Pro Bowl last night? The Pro Bowl flag football game, because it's terrible. Listen, can we just not with the Pro Bowl? Can we just get rid of it altogether? Right? I don't know why they feel they need this skills competition flag football game. It's really just a waste of time. And I know they're getting all these billions of dollars from these networks and from the streaming stuff, and they want to give them content, and they want as much content as possible. But can we just do away with a flag football game with NFL players in a convention center with like a 20-foot high ceiling? And ESPN, they got what's his face, Kelsey there from the Eagles. The other Kelsey is there, and he's talking about, oh, I love how the intensity. You could tell that they really care and they're into this. They are not. Listen, nobody is into this. Nobody's even believing that you're into it, trying to pretend that you're into it, because it's literally the most unwatchable thing that the NFL has. And that's saying a lot, because the NFL puts out a lot of stuff that is just atrocious. The combine. I mean, we can sit there all day and watch guys run 40-yard dashes, and people do it. People watch the combine. People watch the draft. I can't even watch the draft. The draft to me is completely unwatchable. This Pro Bowl thing, terrible. And another thing I don't like is that you had, for the AFC, you had Joe Burrow. The two quarterbacks were basically Joe Burrow, Bengals, and Joe Flacco were the two quarterbacks. Now, when you look back on a guy's career, one of the things they list in his accomplishments are X amount of Pro Bowls, right? And Joe Burrow's going to probably be up for a Hall of Fame nomination at some point. Flacco, I don't know, but Joe Burrow's going to be up there for a Hall of Fame nomination. And one of the things listed in his summary or bio is going to be 10 Pro Bowls. Now, Joe Burrow got a call 2 days ago saying, hey, we got a quarterback here. I'm not sure who it was, but we got a quarterback here, doesn't want to play in this stupid flag football game we have. You want to come play in it? He's like, yeah, I'll come play flag football, because whatever, right? So he comes and plays flag football, and he gets a Pro Bowl. He's on the Pro Bowl. He made the Pro Bowl. Joe Flacco and Joe Burrow, neither one of them are Pro Bowlers this year. Let's be real. Joe Burrow missed the whole first half. He played the first half of the first game, week 1, got hurt, out for 8 or 9 weeks. He played all right in a couple games. He won a couple games, but the Bengals, they were never really a threat to make the playoffs. Joe Burrow is not a Pro Bowler. Yet, because he agreed to come play a flag football game last night, he's now going to have an extra Pro Bowl listed on his resume. And when he's a borderline Hall of Famer type of, like, it might matter. And I don't think that's good. So now I think we got to kind of rethink that. Listen, what I think, because it's just a disaster telecast. If you watched any of it, like, come on, like, get yourself together, find something to do, get yourself a hobby, go spend time with your family. There's no reason anybody should be watching any of that. I put it on for 10 minutes, bam, it was off, because I just couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with Kelsey sitting there going, oh, the intent, you could tell they care, the intensity and this and that. Stop. Flag football in a convention center with a 20-foot roof. Nobody cared. And not even Kelsey cared. And I don't know why he was trying to pretend like he did. But what the NFL needs to do is just get rid of it, right? They did the right thing, getting rid of the actual football game where they got these guys actually donned out in pads and went out there and played basically a walkthrough. They got rid of that. Good move. They still felt the need to put some kind of content on TV, because I'm telling you, it's because these networks and these streaming things paying billions and billions of dollars, and the NFL wants to just give them here's some content, more content here, and people eat it up. I didn't look at the ratings. I should have looked at them today, but I guarantee they were much better than they should be. I guarantee. The top 100 last year, the top 100 television most watched things on television. The top 100, 76 of them were NFL related. So out of the top 100 things that were watched on television, including everything, movies, television shows, season premiere, everything that's been on television all year, 76 of the top 100 were NFL related, and they were live events, whether it be NFL game. The Super Bowl is obviously number one every year. Then you get, and out of the top 10, it was like 9 out of the top 10. Then you get like the playoff games. You get a big Sunday night game here or there that's sprinkled into the top 10 or top 15. But 76 of the top 100 were NFL-related programs, live programming. Okay? 93 out of the top 100 things watched on television last year, 93 were live sporting events. So that tells you what it is. That's why these companies and these streaming companies and these networks are just dumping billions and billions into the NFL's pocket to get any kind of package they could get from the NFL. That Thursday night package, which was better this year, better than it had been, but that Thursday night package was trash the first, 4 or 5 years it was around. That thing was garbage. Remember some of those games? I mean, Al Michaels was so disinterested, he just didn't even care because the games were so bad. The package was terrible. This year it was better. It was better than it was probably the best package that they put together for a Thursday night since the inception of Thursday night. And Thursday night, by definition, isn't going to work as well. Why? Because football is not the kind of game you could play on Sunday and then get yourself physically ready and get prepared and a game plan and everything put in 3 days later and play a game on Thursday. So the quality of the product is by definition not as good on Thursday as it's going to be on the weekend. Then the second Army Navy finishes, they slide right into Saturday, right? And you have Saturday games the rest of the way. And it's just they're going to eventually saturate the market. Is what's going to happen. I don't know what it is. I figured it would have happened already, but they will eventually saturate the market, and it will eventually just be too much. I mean, football, when I was growing up, and I know I make myself sound old, but when I was growing up, football, the NFL was Sunday, 1 o'clock, Sunday, 4 o'clock, and then there was a Monday night game at 9 o'clock, right? That's what it was. ESPN had their Sunday night game, but whatever. The big game was Sunday at 1, Sunday at 4, Monday at 9. That was it. Now you got Sunday at 9 a.m. in London. You got Sunday at 1 o'clock. You got Sunday at 4. You got Sunday at 4:25. You got Sunday at 8 o'clock. You got Monday at 8 o'clock. Sometimes you have 2 Monday night games. Then you have a Thursday game. It's too much. It's too much. And listen, I don't blame the NFL because they're going to keep shoving money in their pockets as much as they can. I mean, I do the same thing, but eventually they're going to saturate this market, and it's just going to be. And when you start putting things like the Pro Bowl flag football game on, and on prime time, right? They could have there was a couple good college basketball games on last night. ESPN could have ran them, no problem, on the mothership right there, ESPN, and had probably good ratings. I would have much rather watched a good college basketball game or a good hockey game than a flag football game with a bunch of NFL players who really don't care. So that's where I stand on that. It's just got to go away. What you do is you make it like, listen, you still have Pro Bowlers, right? You have it so you have it like you treat it like it's the All Pro team. They don't go and play an All Pro game, right? No, you made the All Pro team. Congratulations. Here's your bonus, whatever it is in your contract. Here you go. Bam, bam, bam. Be done with it. That's what they should do with the Pro Bowl. Announce the Pro Bowlers. Then you don't got guys dropping out and people like Joe Burrow, who, listen, most years Joe Burrow Pro Bowler. This year, no. Joe Flacco, no. Not Pro Bowlers this year. They weren't worthy of making the team this year. Yeah, it's going to be on their resume. Pro Bowler, Joe Burrow. Pro Bowler, Joe Flacco. And the only reason they're on the team is because some other schlub was smart enough to be like, I'm not going to play some stupid flag football game. I'm going on vacation with my family. That's why you don't even need to bother with this stupid thing anyway. And I get it. They want to give content and they got to give packages to these networks who are dumping billions in their pockets. But can we just stop? You're not fooling any. And you know what? I sit here and I'll scream about it until I'm blue in the face. And I'm probably the oddity, right? There was probably a couple million people out there that were like, oh, that was great. That was so much fun to watch. NFL, yeah. People sit there and watch these preseason games. And then the NFL owners just 2 days ago had the nerve to come out and announce publicly through Roger Goodell during his little state of the league address. We're pushing for. We want the NFL Players Association to agree to an 18th game. What are you serious? Have you seen some of these games? These people are going to start getting hurt. And when the quarterbacks get hurt and the quarterbacks go down, they're like, listen, there's a reason why you hear people say, oh, well, the NFL, it's baby, it's two-hand touch with the quarterbacks. It's why is it they don't let them hit them? I'll tell you why they don't let them hit them. Have you ever watched an NFL game with two backup quarterbacks? It's terrible. The product just nosedives into the ground when you have backup quarterbacks playing, because there's really only about 30 people in the world who are good enough and entertaining enough in their play to be starting quarterbacks in the NFL. So the more games you add and the shorter time between games that you put in, you have them playing Sunday, Thursday, Monday, Sunday morning overseas, you're going to start getting injuries. And the injuries, they pile up already in the NFL. We all know that. The injuries pile up like nothing. When the quarterbacks go down, the quality of the product stinks. And when you start adding more games, like the owners want to do, they want to add an 18th game. Yeah, of course they do. Because then it's another package to another, we'll give the Tuesday night to YouTube. And $6 billion comes flying into their pockets. Of course they want to do that. Of course. But when you start doing that, you're playing with fire, because these people are going to start getting hurt and the quarterbacks get hurt. And if you saw the Jets-Giants game, maybe, what was it? 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And it was basically the worst. It was like worse than a high school football game. I even forget who the quarterbacks were, but they were the backup third-string quarterbacks, whatever it was. There's only 30 guys really in the world. There's not many more. Because if there was, they'd expand it and they'd have as much as they can, because they're greedy. The NFL is as greedy as it gets. They're as greedy as the NCAA used to be. And when they see that they can just get a money grab, and that's what this 18th game that they're looking for is. But what they're going to do is they're going to saturate the market. Football's not going to be special anymore. Football's not really special now, right? It's not Sunday. Every Sunday we got to get Sunday. There were times this week where we had 4 1:00 games and 2 4:00 games. Or 3 4 o'clock. Come on. Used to be 8 or 9 games at 1:00, 7 or 8 games at 4 o'clock, a game on Sunday night, a game Monday night, and that was it. See you next week. Not the Tuesday, the Thursday night, Sunday morning, Saturday. Forget it. You can saturate the market, you can get these quarterbacks hurt, and then your product's going to stink. Because when you watch an NFL game with 2 backup quarterbacks or backup players, it stinks. It's worse than a high school game. And that's what the NFL is going to do. But the owners brought up this 18th game, Players Association squashed it immediately. They didn't even, I think Goodell was still on stage talking, and the Players Association put out a statement going, we're not interested, period, in any kind of 18th game or anything you're talking about up there. You sent your little puppet up there to talk about. 18th game. These guys think that most of these NFL players play 2 years, 3 years, and half of them end up sitting in front of a window 20 years after they played with shit health insurance, thinking they're a glass of orange juice already. And those are the guys who played 16 games. Want to play 18 games? Come on. So that's it. So now back to the NFL, the Super Bowl, which is this Sunday. Listen, Super Bowl, like I said at the open, I think it's, hold on one second. Let me just bring this up here. Listen, the Super Bowl, I think it's going to be a good game. I know there's not a lot of juice. It's not sexy. It's not, we're sick of we're still sick of the Patriots, right? We haven't gotten over the Patriots. It hasn't been long enough since the Patriots, Brady Patriots in the dynasty, for us to be like, well, the Patriots again, right? Oh, I forget what it was like. No. We still remember, and we still don't want to see the Patriots win. So obviously, I think if you're not a Patriots fan, you're rooting for Sam Darnold, you're rooting for the Seahawks after what happened 11 years ago, and the Patriots dynasty is still kind of fresh because they didn't take much time in between it. Bam, 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 right back to work. We got Drake May, we're back in the Super Bowl. We got Vrabel, we're back in the Super Bowl. Now, listen, I think the Patriots are going to have to play much better than they played in the last 3 games if they want to have a chance to beat this Seattle team, because the Patriots have not played well in the playoffs. I know they've won a couple games going away, that they've played good defense, but Drake May and the Patriots offense have put the ball on the ground way too much, way too frequently. First 2 games of the playoffs, Drake May put it on the ground 6 times. You start putting the ball on the ground in the Super Bowl, especially against the Seattle team and the defense and Sam Darnold and the offense, the way it can score, you're going to lose, and you're going to lose going away. But that's not saying the Patriots can't win. I definitely think the Patriots can win, because over the course of the season, they played excellent. Drake May is pinpoint accuracy. He doesn't make big mistakes, but lately, and he has been during the season, he puts the ball on the ground, he fumbles it. He's thrown a couple picks, but more than anything, he fumbles it. And I think that the Seahawks are going to want to put the pressure on him, put your bodies on him, go for the ball hawk, go after it, try and strip him, get that ball on the ground, turnovers. And if they turn the ball over a couple times, the Seahawks will win this game. They're better. Seahawks are a better team. Seahawks have already played and beat the best team they're going to play in these playoffs, and that's the Rams. And I think the Rams are better than the Seahawks. But we'll see. We're gonna break it down a little bit more Sunday for you with Brett and Mancini here and everything like that. The injury updates real quick. You got Drake May, who's had a shoulder. It's been hints of a shoulder, whispers of shoulder issues, and he's been more hurt than they've let on. Supposedly he's all right. He was also sick last week. He didn't practice much last week with the team. He had some kind of the flu. I don't know, whatever he had, COVID, flu, whatever it was. But he was sick. I think he's back now. He's healed up from the sickness, from the illness. Shoulder, I think the shoulder is still an issue. I think they're not going to tell you the truth, right? You're not going to get any kind of legitimate, you're going to get out like the NHL. It's going to be an NHL type of injury reports here this week. It's upper body, lower body type of thing. But also Darnold, shoulder as well. Listen, everybody's banged up, right? Because they're playing Tuesday, Monday, Thursday, Saturday morning, Sunday morning. So they're banged up. So, the NFL can't really worry about it because it's of their own doing. But supposedly everybody's good. As far as key players go and key position, players like that go, it's going to be a good game. I think you're looking at a good game. Might not be sexy. It might not be a big names all over the place, but I think you're looking at a good game. And I think one of these quarterbacks is going to come out of here, a Super Bowl MVP, and their life is going to change and everything like that. So, listen, that does it for us. I got to go eat some dinner. Knicks are getting started in about a half hour. Make sure you watch that. That's going to be a good game. Maybe we'll come on after the Knicks game, give you a little, roundup of that. Don't forget, we are going to be, since I am stuck inside and I can't go anywhere to any parties or anything, I am stuck inside because I am off work. I'm going back soon. We are going to be doing a play-by-play reaction on our YouTube channel for Super Bowl 60, starting at 6 o'clock on Sunday. So make sure you tune into that. And then we'll also be on noon on Sunday live. Brett Mancini, our regular Sunday show. So make sure you tune in for that. Like all our social media. Tell your friends. Check out our website, lockedupsports.net. And that's about it. So that does it for me. Enjoy your night, everybody. Let's see if the Knicks can get a win tonight, right? Let's get a win tonight. Don't go out there and lay an egg. From the Brian Gunzel Studios, I'm Bob Walters. See ya.